Thank you for joining us for this Leadership Talk webinar. My name is Abby Smurl, and today we'll be talking about organizations building relationships.
What is Leadership Talk? Manitoba Agriculture and Resource Development industry leadership staff are providing free webinars to support agriculture organizations to build their organizational capacity. This content is designed for informational purposes only. This information is not intended to be a substitute for professional advice. Organizations should consult their professional advisors related to specific situations. Today we'll be covering the following topics. What is a partnership? Why and when should I partner? The partnership continuum, best practices, as in what makes partnerships work, knowing your organization, and partnership agreements, so putting it in writing. The simplest definition of a partnership is two or more organizations working together to do something beneficial for each organization. Working together in a partnership, alliance, or collaboration may be a way to further a project, work towards your organization's mission and vision, and help your organization remain viable. For each organization, it's a win-win. A partnership can be an effective strategy when organizations are looking to further a project or respond to an increase in demands for services. Sharing knowledge and ideas and bringing together complementary strengths can increase results while achieving goals that neither organization could have accomplished alone. Each organization has a mission and vision to guide their activities, but if two organizations have similar missions, they can work towards them more efficiently together. Two organizations working in partnership can share resources, which renders staying viable more achievable. It doesn't make sense to have multiple organizations doing the same thing, so partnering avoids duplication of services and provides better access to funding. By developing a broader program or bringing new skills and capacity to your organization, the organizations become more effective at lobbying or advocating on issues, as well as at the everyday work of the organization. There are important factors to consider as you explore the feasibility and advisability of forming a partnership. Consider the following. Does your organization have common interests and concerns, have an understanding of your partnership environment, have an understanding of what a partnership involves, and have an open mind about doing things differently? For example, some organizations have found themselves in situations where a problem or project is beyond the ability of a single individual or group to handle, where the issues are appropriate, for example, they impact more than one group, where the time is right for funding or relevance of issues, and where key people or organizations are willing to come to the table. Organizations can work with other not-for-profit organizations, businesses, or government organizations to form partnerships. The degree to which partnerships are formalized and how they meet the vision and mission of an organization is where they will fall on the continuum. There are several partnership models involving different levels of formality and commitment. Various models we reviewed have between 3 and 5 levels and use varying words for descriptors. There can be a range of very informal partnerships, such as networking, to formal partnerships, such as full collaboration. If you take a moment to think about the various relationships your organization has or has had, where do you think they would be on the continuum on the screen? Not-profits can partner by sharing space and infrastructure, human resources, marketing and advertising, staff or board member training, funding or fundraising, and programming. Networking is the simplest level of partnership, where information is exchanged for mutual benefit. It can be done formally or informally. A cooperation or alliance is when activities or ways of working are altered to achieve a common purpose. It may be informal and may or may not be long-lasting. At the cooperation or alliance level, organizations may choose to partner through an agreement to share a resource such as an office space or equipment. If we use the example of sharing office space, Organization A and Organization B each have a part-time employee. Most buildings don't want to rent on a part-time basis, so the two organizations decide that they can share the office space. Energy goes towards what is best for each organization. There is little risk involved. If the situation isn't working out, it's fairly easily terminated. While there needs to be an agreement in place to ensure privacy of records, fairness in use of equipment, what the shared expenses are, and so on, little interaction occurs between the two organizations. The next level can be called coordination, partnership, or coalition. This level of relationship requires a willingness to commit more time and effort. It is more likely to occur when groups are like-minded in mission, vision, and goals. It is a more formal relationship. If we use the example of jointly planning or marketing an event, perhaps something like a conference, each organization maintains its own expertise and influence, but a group is set up to coordinate the planning. This requires formalized lines and communication and a clear division of roles and responsibilities. With a working relationship that is intertwined, there is a greater risk that if something goes wrong, an organization suffers not only a loss of resources used, but possibly damage to its reputation. Rewards are also recognized jointly, but the main goal is to get the job done well. There is information sharing, program coordination, and joint planning involved. Each organization puts in resources, whether that is personnel, funds, or facilities. Collaboration is when each other's capacity is enhanced for mutual benefit, in addition to all the points of the other levels. When organizations collaborate, they each meet their individual missions and visions, but the big picture is considered. Organizations feel that they are all in this together, whether the outcome is positive or negative. Competition is left at the door, and the focus switches from there is not enough to go around to the more we share, the bigger the pie. Organizations work together to develop a strategy to deliver a program that works towards a shared mandate. Everyone shares in the successes and the failures. The organizations become quite integrated and invested in each other, while bringing their own viewpoints and expertise to an issue. This requires clear lines of communication and a commitment across each organization for the betterment of all. An example of this might be two agriculture organizations, which might compete for the consumer dollar, but recognize that promoting consumer education benefits everyone. While listening and watching, have you thought of an opportunity for an organization you are involved with to work with another? If so, where on the continuum would it be? Would it be a partnership, an alliance, or a collaboration? When partners have different perspectives and expertise, more integrated services can be provided. In the same way, the differing viewpoints that organizations have on the issue allows for a more complete picture of that issue and a better response. The best practices that lead to the benefits of partnering can include a partnership approach that is spread across the participating organizations, not left to one or two individuals or offices. Members have a sense of ownership over both process and outcome. Great communication that is open, planned, and consistent. A shared vision, along with mutual respect, understanding, and trust. SMART goals, the common goals that are better achieved together than separately. Adequate funding and resources. Good governance practices. When participants see the benefits of working together outweigh the costs, they will start to work together more willingly and efficiently. Working in a partnership can be time-consuming and requires commitment of a lot of individuals. It requires patience and perseverance, committed leadership, and skillful facilitation. Using a skilled facilitator to establish the parameters can put everyone on the same path to success. Those in partnerships must also think about the short-term and long-term goals. Accomplishing short-term goals helps individual organizations see that progress is being made towards the ultimate goal. Partnering with other organizations is worthwhile. It allows you to do more and do it better. A successful partnership requires each organization to know what they bring to the relationship and what they hope to gain from working together. Manitoba Agriculture and Resource Development have developed an organizational assessment tool to help your organization evaluate its strengths and weaknesses, as well as uncover opportunities for growth and areas for potential partnerships. An organizational assessment will have your staff and board members reviewing the topics as seen on the screen. When stepping into a partnership, each organization should have a clearly defined mission, vision, and set of values. These statements should be complementary between the organizations. If the vision of one organization is contradictory to another, a partnership is not likely to succeed. Once organizations decide to enter into an agreement, it's important for all parties to have a clear understanding of what the relationship will entail. A written agreement between two potential partner organizations can help define the expectations of each organization and what the partnership will look like. When putting an agreement together, here are some things to consider and include: the vision, mission, and goals, responsibilities and expectations of each partner, resource contributions, financial commitment and disbursement of funds, communication plans, and policies and procedures of collaborating organizations. As board members or staff change, the partnership agreement will help to ensure the continuity of the partnership. To summarize what we've learned, the topics covered in the webinar were: what is a partnership, why and when to partner, partnership continuum, best practices, knowing your organization, and partnership agreements. What are your next steps to get going on a path of working together towards common goals? Make time to visit our Manitoba Agriculture Industry Leadership webpage at www.gov.mb.ca/agriculture. There you will find a number of resources, including fact sheets and worksheets, templates, and guidebooks that will help you strengthen your organization. You will also find contact information for rural leadership specialists who are available to work with your ag organization. The website contains a wealth of information related to starting an organization, developing a strategic plan, being a board member, leading an organization, board operations, and dissolving an organization. The resources section also contains a number of tools and links that you will find helpful.